Just got back from GenCon a few hours ago. Spent Thursday night, all day Friday, and about half a day today at the convention center in Indianapolis. Lots of good stuff came back with me after spending quite a bit of money. But I think I've got some really good treats for the next few videos, at least. Try to get as much as I could as far as any items being released at Gen Con that I could get a hold of. So what I've got here is the new Legendary Encounters, the Predator. This is by Upper Deck. I spent probably 45 minutes to an hour in line that was wrapped clearly around the booth just to pick up a copy of this on Friday morning. So I'm pretty excited to play it. I haven't even opened it yet. You can see it's still in plastic, and looks really good. As you know, the Alien one was awesome, so this one I can imagine is just as good. This one I also picked up a sort of like a little booster pack that makes this game compatible with the Alien game, which was pretty cool too that they had there. So what I'll do is I'll take off the plastic, we'll go through the components, see what's in here, then I'll get it set up and hopefully do a quick playthrough tonight and get this posted. So I'll see you when we get back. Okay, welcome back. Let's pop it open. Alright, so we have instruction manual, a whole lot of packing paper, and our game mat. They also had, the Upper Deck booth also had apparently an alternate art playmat that you could buy as well, but I didn't get it, mainly because I was trying to budget myself because I knew I had a lot more games to buy. So we'll definitely get this set up. So this looks very similar to our Alien playmat. We'll go through the zones and stuff like that as we get this set up, and we've got the massive amount of cards here. So this looks like it's going to be a lot like the experience I had sorting out the Alien decks. Here's all our card separators, and this is going to take some time. So to save you the grief of watching me do this, I will unwrap all the cards and I'll kind of organize them on the table here just so we can see what we're looking at, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I've unwrapped all the cards and basically went through, I'm going to call it the first phase of sorting. And this is kind of, there's a guide to sorting in the manual, which is definitely helpful because these cards are in no type of order based on how they're packed. So they tell you to break it out into 3 different categories, right? So you're going to have starting cards, hunter cards, and hunted cards. So the the starter cards, we'll start with those. So those are up here, and that's what you'll have. You'll have these 2 different types. So you'll have brute strength and experience. So they're mixed all throughout. So the best way to go is just start creating these different piles. You can do it the way I did it. You can do it the way you do it. It doesn't matter. Then you're gonna have the I guess the biggest variety of cards, which are your hunted cards, which are going to be these 2, and you should be able to identify these if you've played the Alien game easily by these symbols. So you'll know that these are actual character cards that you'll probably be drafting. Don't know yet because I haven't played this game. So you're going to, I would say, put them in 2 different piles based on the uppermost symbol in the left-hand corner, which will most likely be, I would say this would be scenario 1, that would be scenario 2 in the game. And you'll also have these 2 location cards. You'll have strike cards, And so here's your location cards. They look just like the ones in Alien. You'll have strike cards, which again will be reminiscent of Alien. But you want to be careful that when you're sorting these strike cards out, you want to be mindful of the, let's get that nice and clear because it's so tiny, where it says enemy strike. That's like the generic enemy strike, because there could be strikes in some of the other decks, but that are specific to different scenarios, right? So you'll also have these objective cards. So sort those out separately. There's not many of those. And then you'll have these 3 piles. You'll notice that they're called, just look up top. So you'll have Avatar, you'll have these commander cards, which I think are like the Sergeant from Alien, and this roll card. So you'll have Avatars, rolls, and then the commander. And then down below, when you start sorting through, you're going to want to see these cards. And then there'll be other cards underneath them, but what you want to be mindful of again here is what it says down there. So like Young Blood, for example, or Otherworld Life Form, right? So these are all what I would guess are objectives within the scenario names. They'll be written in black or white text. Any card with those on it, put them in the pile. They're all going to look different. They're not going to all look like these event cards. They're just on top. But if you want to grab these event cards to start your piles, you should have 7 different ones. That's what I've found so far. So that should be pretty straightforward. So get those separate, and then you've got these hunter cards. Now these aren't in any specific piles. They're just the way they tell you in the book to identify them is basically if they have green text either up top, or like, see, in the case of one where it's not green up top, like this guy, right? So it's white up top, but if you look closely at the bottom, the name of the scenario is in green. So I'm assuming there's scenarios that you play as the hunted, the people, and scenarios that you play as the actual predator. So we'll get to that when we start looking through the rules and get to the playthrough. Not sure which one I'll play. I'll probably play the hunted, just because who doesn't want to be Jesse the Body Ventura? At least for the first game, and maybe after that I'll be the Predator and do another playthrough, which I think would be pretty cool because I would assume there'd be very unique playthroughs. But all right, I want to jump into the second phase of sorting that it's going to go through in the book, and we'll see. We'll come back after that. Okay, so we've organized the hunter side now. So, fortunately, it's very similar to the hunted side. I took that big massive green labeled cards and broke it down even further into decks very similar to Alien again. So with a few exceptions. Now we've got gear cards, roll. So we've got gear cards, which is different. They're all labeled gear at the bottom. We've got the roll. We've got the avatar, just like we do on the hunter sides, as you can see. And then we have a couple of other piles you're going to have to separate in. So let's go through them real quick. So here you have Prey Strike, and they all have it labeled at the very bottom in green, in a font that you'll need at least, a 4 times magnifier to read. So definitely have good lighting, and if you've got bad eyes, let me tell you, this is going to be a miserable experience. You've got cards labeled Mercenary, you've got cards labeled Trap. You've got down here, again, these are all labeled with the name of this one's Killer Instinct, so those will all be Killer Instinct, but for example, this one here is kind of like, again, the scenario name, so this one's called Payback Time. So just every card with those, it'll have like a -1, -2 for whatever chapter it is or what have you. So just make sure you have, you start splitting those out, and it's just easier to put them into their own piles. Anything with challenge on it, anything with test on it, they've got their own piles. So these are all the story cards, and then you've got these two, which are easily identifiable because they look just like the hero cards from Legendary or Aliens. So you've got the unique symbol up top, and then their what type of card they are. So, and then you'll have 2 of those piles. One's like city and one's woodland, urban woodland. So I guess it's the two different predator types, or the grounds that he hunts in. So I'll tell you, the more I separate this deck, the more intrigued I am with how this is going to play. So I think that's it for at least getting all of the cards broken out. So you should have about this many stacks when you're done. Looks kind of ridiculous, but what I'm going to do now is, since they give you the nice fancy schmancy dividers, I'm going to put it in the box similar to the way I have Alien. So it's just, put dividers between all of these different story cards. What I would recommend is, what I normally do is I take, you'll take this particular character deck, and you're going to have, I think there's 4 different characters in here. And you want to separate them into their own pile. So you'll break this out into piles by character, and then separate those in the box. And they give you more than enough dividers to do that. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to get the mat out, and then we'll go through a quick setup, and then we'll be back. Okay, we're all set up now. So you can see the playmat looks very similar to the Aliens playmat. In fact, it looks like they've done a lot of tweaks to it to make it compatible with both games. Like, you've got testing grounds or operations, barracks or armory over here, but certain things still the same. Location or traps, gear or objective. So there's different. I guess it depends on how you play, whether you're the hunter or the hunted. But this game we're going to play the hunted. We're going to play the first scenario, which the manual recommends, and it plays. This one's going to be similar to the Aliens game, so it should seem familiar, but different all the same. So our first objective, this scenario, is called Expendable Assets. We have to locate and wipe out the guerrilla camp. So for any events, if the guerrilla camp is in the wilds, we're going to move it 1 space to the right. Alright, our location is the Valverdine Jungle. And for any hazards, that character will gain a mark. And each mark you have will put the leftmost enemy or hidden card in the wilds into the combat zone. So that represents the predator marking us and bringing in the bad. The enemy deck has been built with the 3 mini decks that go with their respective objectives. So the name of the objective will match the text at the bottom of the card. You get all those cards. You do have to add Youngblood cards, which in this game are the drone equivalent from the Aliens game, where you seed the deck based on players to scale difficulty. So that's all set, shuffled, ready to roll. We have our strike deck, which we all know and love, and we have our armory, which is all of our, all the players we can recruit. So everything's set up. We're playing with Lieutenant and the Tracker. I've got their 12 card starter decks, where you get 7 recruit cards and 5 combat cards, and 1 roll card. So they're all shuffled in, dealt out, and we are ready. So let's just start out by filling up the HQ and see what kind of recruiting pool we have, and then we will get started. Alright, and it's going to be the Lieutenant's turn first. Alright, so the turn order goes the same as it did in Alien. So it starts with the enemy, moving into the wilds, and then it goes to our action phase. So we'll see what kind of cards we have to start with. So we've got our roll card that we pulled, which has the call for backup wording, which is new wording, which you can trigger if another player coordinates with you. So we're going to keep that in mind and try to coordinate as much as possible this playthrough, so we can take advantage of that. Let's see, we've got 3 recruit and 4 combat, so we've got some good cards out here. So we've got 3 recruit. We can buy this Dutch Knock Knock. This is our Schwarzenegger character. Enemies in the combat zone have -1 combat this turn, so we'll buy that for 3 recruit. And we've got 2, 3, 4 combat. Let's bring another card down. 4 combat is enough to scan, so let's scan this bad boy. And we scan our event. So what does that do? The event, as we said, if the guerrilla camp is in the wilds, move it 1 space to the right. So the camp is not in the wild, so we don't do anything. We just discard it. So that's the end of the lieutenant turn. And we will move this over, but we'll draw his 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will start taking a look at their hands once I draw them, and there's the possibility of a coordinate card, so I know that I can do that, but I know as of right now we've only got the starter deck, so we haven't recruited anything that's going to give us any coordination. So let's move over to the tracker. Again, start with the enemy. And let's see what he's got. He's got a lot of recruit, 3 combat. He's also got the call for backup. Once his turn, he may scan any space, so that's something we definitely want to do. 3 combat's not going to do anything, so I'll just discard that. But I do have 4 recruit. I want to get as much combat as I can, so let's go with same kind of jungle. This is our Mac card. So Mac is the bald guy who kills the pig. The art's great in these. And he whispers the whole time and cuts his face shaving. So that we're going to want to take advantage of later. Because that ability, if we can trigger it, allows us to switch some cards around, which could be nice. So we'll draw our 6 cards. And switch back over to the lieutenant. Let's move along here. So enemy phase, lieutenant cards. What does he have? He's got a lot of recruit, 3 combat. Alright, 3 combat is enough to scan, so let's go ahead and do that right off the bat. We'll scan the graveyard, and we come up with Valverde Gorillas. And the Valverde Gorillas, on death, if the gorilla camp is in the wilds, you may move it 1 space to the left. If it isn't in the wilds, draw a strike. So by killing him, if there's no gorilla camp yet, we draw a strike. So I don't want to kill him just yet. 3 recruit. I forgot to put that out. What can we get? We can buy Stick Around with Dutch. So Dutch, if we play another barracks hero, we can kill a card in our hand. So that's a deck thinner, which I do like. Weed out some of these starter cards. So got 1 card left. We got to do the shuffle. And draw him some new cards. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, we don't have any coordinates yet, so I don't think. Nope. Switch it back over to our tracker. Start with enemy. See, this game moves along pretty quickly. At least when you don't have a lot of good cards to have to think about. 3 combat, 3 recruit. So your basic. I'm going to grab this guy for 2. Not an overly powerful card. This is purely a recruit card. I mean a coordinate card. It's got no abilities, but by coordinating I get to draw a card. So I'll pay my 2, all of them, because I'll only have 1 left over. So we'll recruit him. Now I've got a a coordinate card, so that's good. 3 combat. Will let us scan again, and another Valverde Gorilla. So his turn ends. He's got 1 card left. Do a quick shuffle, and then draw his 5 remaining cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does he have? I did not pull a coordinate, so don't have to worry about that this turn. Back to Lieutenant. Enemy phase. What do we have to work with here? Decent amount of combat. So we have 2 recruit. Is there anything out there for 2? No. So might as well just get those out of my hand. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5 combat. Let's scan the 4 since we have enough. And we pull a Soviet advisor. This is not good. Ongoing. Each Valverde Gorilla has +1 combat. So he just made everybody else a little bit tougher. Alright. That ends his turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What does he have to work with here? So he'll have 4 combat and 3 recruit next turn. So not great, but not terrible. Let's go to our tracker. Alright, now they're starting to overrun us, I think. And we've got 4 combat to work with here. 3 recruit, 4 combat. 3 recruit is not enough to buy any of the cards in the pool, but let's go ahead and buy a commander. So this will allow us to coordinate, right? So it's just 2 recruit points, coordinate, and the intel symbol. So we get one of those, and we've got 4 combat, so let's scan lucky number 3 here. And we grabbed another gorilla. Alright, so his turn ends, and now we know that we're going to be facing one of these gorillas next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll switch that over to Lieutenant. Let's take a look. Alright, we have coordinate for draw a card. Nice. Alright, so we will use that if we can. Let's go to our Lieutenant. Bring the gorilla down into the combat zone. Slide these guys over. And hopefully we'll be able to pull this camp soon. 2, 3, 4 combat. Alright, so Dutch would let me kill a card, but I don't have another card with that symbol to play this turn. But I'm going to spend, actually, first I'm going to coordinate. And this is going to allow me to draw a card. So we discard that, draw him a replacement card. And he gets to draw a card for that coordinate ability, right? So he pulls another recruit point, which is not very helpful. So for combat, what can we do? We're going to go ahead and scan again. I would have pulled 5, I would have definitely killed him. I'm not going to kill him. You're wondering why I don't just use it to kill this guy, right? I don't have this camp up yet. If I kill him, I'm going to take a wound anyway. So I'm going to let him hit me this round. Because I need to get that camp out. Because with that camp not out, they're gonna do me damage. So I have to find it. All right, cool. So I found it. Gorilla camp. Reveal. Attach it to the river. Then move it 1 space to the right for each discarded event. So I would attach it to the river. I've got 1 discarded event, so it goes to the graveyard. So I used 1, 2, 3. How much combat did I use? I used more than I had. So I have a combat available, actually. I have extra combat here. So what I'm going to do is, let me do my recruit first. I'm going to get this out of the way. So let me spend my 4 recruit points and buy Old Painless is waiting. So there's Jesse the Body. Choose a player, then the player draws 2 cards, discards 2 cards. We'll do that first. Remember, I spent 3 to scan, right? And I had 5. Actually, no, I had 4. So that leaves me 1 combat, and this thing only costs 1 combat to wipe out the gorilla camp and discard it. So I think I'm going to do that. Alright, so that's it. With my 4 combat, I scanned it, pulled it, and used my, all space is clear, pay 1 combat. So I'm going to do it. So this objective is dead. We killed it. So that one's over. Now, these guys I can kill at my leisure. They won't do another strike to me, right? So that ends objective 1, and objective 2 is set up a defensive position. Flares, frags, and claymores. And for events, put the top card of the enemy deck into the hills face down. If it pushes any card there into the combat zone. Alright, so it'll move them. So we have to set up a defensive position. So we can do that. That'll become clear once we start pulling the cards. But that was great. So now so now we're going to move into the strike phase. So he's going to definitely take a hit from this guy. And it was well worth it, in my opinion. So stunning blow. Draw another strike for each mark you have. This guy is not marked. So he's not drawing any more cards. Awesome. Only 1 damage. So 2, we'll shuffle him up. and then see about setting up a defensive position. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if he has any coordinates in here so we can prepare to use them. He does not. So that ends his turn, and we go to our tracker. Alright, so we'll start pushing him over. We're trying to set up a defensive position. I don't know what that means, but we'll figure it out. So he's got to deal with this Valverde gorilla. So I need at least 3 combat here. I've got 4 recruit, and I've got 3 combat. Can't call for backup since he doesn't have any coordinates. So I'm going to spend my 3 combat and take this gorilla out. We don't want to take damage. He's got 4 recruit points left. I'll take pushing pencils. So Dylan's tech trigger ability is once his turn you may look at a hidden card in the hills without revealing it. Then you may scan it. So I can peek at a card basically without actually revealing it, which is nice. Got 2 cards left. Strike phase, nothing happens because nothing is in the combat zone, so we are ready to roll. So I've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And does he have any coordinates? No. Alright, so we go back to Lieutenant. I'll push him back down to the combat zone. There's any more enemies in. Alright, so we have another one to deal with. So enemies in the combat zone are -1 attack this turn. So he's going to actually, that'll negate his 2, 4, but I do have 5 combat here. 2, 4, 5. You know what? Let's do that. We'll spend 5. I'm going to kill him. I'll take the hit, but I want to weaken those guys. And I have 3 recruit. I forgot to refill. Yeah, we'll buy that for sure. For 2 recruit. And we are going to take a strike. Deep gash. 2 damage. So we now are down to 6 health. Draw 6 cards. See if we have any coordinate in here. Of course we do not. Why would we? Back to the tracker. Enemy phase. Can the tracker take out the gorilla? Well, he certainly can. He's got a good amount of combat here. I don't have any strength to trigger this, so not much I can do. But I can deal with both of these guys. So here's 3 combat, so I'll pay 2, 3 combat, kill this gorilla. 2, 3 combat, kill this gorilla. 2 recruit points left. I can recruit that. What a turn. Tracker just took out all of our threats. Draws up 6. Do we have any coordinates in here? We do. We have 1. But it's for recruit points. Back to our lieutenant. Let's push these over. We're going to have to do some scanning this turn, I think. See what's coming our way. Alright. A lot of recruit here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I'm going to take that coordinate because I really don't need it. I've got 6 recruit points here. That's massive. I'm not going to be able to scan anyway, so why bother? Unless that is that symbol, and it's not. It's the intel symbol. So I can't. I was seeing if I could activate his ability to allow the other player to draw cards, but I can't. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I definitely want to get this dug in like an Alabama tick. Actually, even I can get even. It's even better. Let me do that. So here's 6. I'm going to coordinate. Why not? That's 8. Draw an extra card. So I can recruit either one of these. Ain't got time to bleed. Flip the top 2 cards of the strike deck into the discard pile and gain that much power. Wow. I want that card. There's no question about it. That's what I want. That is a sick card. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's hope we shuffle this one into the hand. Oh, that was a really nasty card. Alright. So, he's got 4 cards. 5, 6. And we pulled it, sweet. So he's going to be able to wreck it next turn. We don't have any coordinates, so. Alright, we didn't get to scan, but man, we grabbed a great card. Alright, so on his turn, we're going to bring one down, slide everybody over. Let's reveal what hit the combat zone. So another Valverde Gorilla. Used to seeing those guys, no problem. Oh, I should have. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh man. Got 2, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4 recruit and 2 combat. I'll scan for 2 combat. Let's see what's here. We got a hazard, so he's marked. And then the leftmost card, right? So for each mark, the leftmost enemy or hidden card into the combat zone. So this comes down to, and it's an event. And the event here is put the top card of the enemy deck into the hills face down. So this one comes here. This event goes away. And there we go. Alright, so I've got 2, 3, 4 recruit. Might as well pull the only 4 we can. Bring out another card. We take a strike now for these gorillas, and it is a flesh wound. It's just a flesh wound. So we get 1 damage there. So this guy's marked, he's damaged. There's no full hand of cards, he's just having a bad turn. Alright, I gotta start dealing with this stuff now. Well, I know we're gonna have massive combat, so I'm gonna spread the love, I think. 5, 6. Give me some coordinate this time. Nope. Alright, so Lieutenant, what are you gonna do? Let's fill the enemy zone. Alright. Well, this guy, he ain't got time to bleed. Ain't nobody got time to bleed, so let's see. Flip the top 2 cards of the strike deck into the discard pile. So let's flip them and see how much combat we get. 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 plus 2 is 6. So he's worth 6 combat. So we're going to do... So 6 combat. Let's scan something here. Let's scan you for 3. Wow, that's 7? Oh my god. And spend another 3 to kill him. Play him for 2 combat, and it lets me kill a card, so I'll kill a card because I played it after him. So 2 combat will scan you, and it's a hazard, so our lieutenant now takes a mark and pulls him down into combat zone for 3. Now this is different. Something out there waiting for us. This is a Youngblood card, so death. Unless you played a strength card this turn, add an enemy card to the wilds. So I did play a strength card, and I do have 3 combat left. So we're going to take care of that business right now. So all that combat really paid off. We just cleaned house. Awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we've got no coordinates. Over to you, tracker. Alright. we're in business. We need to set up this defensive perimeter, like ASAP. I've got 1 combat this round. Great. So we're not scanning anything. But I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 recruit. That's pretty massive. What do I want? I like dug in like an Alabama tick, to be honest. Because using Brothers in Arms, once this turn you may scan any space. So Brothers in Arms will give me that ability each time I play a different character card. So if I play Blaine and Dylan, for example, Dylan will allow me to do this once. So once this turn I can scan. So it'll give me a free scan. Great card. Pull the next, deal him 6. And what do we have? All starter cards. Wow. He's not going to be any help with this turn. Alright, back to Lieutenant. Slide him over. And we're back in trouble again. Alright, actually I could do some triggering here. Alright, so I'm going to I'll play that for 2 combat, right? And I'll play you, and I will choose a player, and that player draws 2 cards and then discards 2 cards. So I will draw 2 cards, and I will discard 2 cards. Discard 2 recruit cards. I just boosted up his deck. Nice, now he can coordinate. Quite like that. Alright, so he's going to coordinate. And that'll allow me to draw another card. Draw him up 1, so now he's back. And I will draw another card for his coordinate. And we're in much better shape than we were. Alright, so far I've got 2 combat, 2 recruit, 4 combat, and 6 recruit. So 4 combat and 6 recruit. What do we want to do? So we can't kill him, but when he gets in the combat zone, when a player draws a close call, they draw another strike. Oof. So he's going to hit you no matter what. So we've got 4 combat. We might as well scan you for 3 combat. Oh, we changed colors. Enemy has -2 attack for each different class you played this turn. So let's see if we can... I've only got 2 combat left, but how many classes have I played? 1, 2, just 2. So he goes down to 4. That's not enough. Not enough. So that's it for my combat, but I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 recruit. Let's go with bad idea. It's a good Brothers in Arms card for 6. And he's had a pretty good turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll switch over to our tracker. Now we're bringing him down into the combat zone, which is not a good thing. Where's my defensive perimeter? Alright, can I coordinate here? Please tell me I can. Yes, I can. Good. Oh, I can coordinate. I'm going to do this one for sure. Alright, so he's going to play coordinate, and I do have to draw him a card. Let's leave that in the discard pile. All that coordinate's going to do is allow me to draw a card, right? So, but it also does that symbol. So I will draw my card for coordinate, and it also lets me do the call for backup. Once this turn, you may scan any space. So I'm going to trigger that now and scan you. And we get an event card. And what do our events do? Put the top card of the enemy deck into the hills. And that's going to push whoever's in the hills down into the combat zone. So that was actually kind of bad. Jeez. Alright, but so far we've got 2 different skills going here, right? And we haven't spent any of our combat yet. And we have plenty of combat. So this will be our 3rd skill. Right? We haven't played strength yet. So that'll give us 4 combat. 4. And so we've played symbols, right? And that takes out 6 health. So he's only 2 combat. So I have 4 combat. So I'll use 2 of my 4 to kill him. That leaves me with 2 left, right? So let's discard this. I've got 2 left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 combat. And 1 recruit. I'm not going to need that. So I've got 6 combat left. Not enough to take out this guy. But it is enough to scan 2 items. And I'm going to scan these 2 for 6. So I'll scan that 1. Oh, God. That was the worst. So now that puts somebody in the hills, and the hills comes down here. Alright, 3 combat left. Whoa, defensive position. Alright, reveal. Move to operations. Operations. While the hills are clear, the team may discard cards with a printed total of 6 recruit from their hands to attach this to the hills and complete the objective. Alright, so we've got to clear the hills, right? Okay, so I have 3 more combat. So let's scan the hills, right? Oh, let me pull a big predator. So we've got to clear that out. We'll have like a good turn to do that. Oh, that goes there. We'll have at least a turn because we've got some time. If I clear those hills and pay the recruit, we can get this done. 2 cards. All right, that was pretty good. Pretty good. One, 2, 3, 4. All right, does he have coordinate? Yes, he does. He's got 2 of them. All right, so he's done. Move over to our lieutenant and let's see what happens here. Actually, he's got to take a strike. My bad. No damage, so it's a close call, but because of this ability, I have to draw it until I get... Alright, open wounds. Your strikes other than open wounds can't be healed, so... He can't heal any of his wounds until he deals with that one first. So he still has only just 1 damage, which isn't too bad. So I'm okay with that. Alright, so that's resolved. We'll move over to the lieutenant. Okay, so for the lieutenant, we'll start out with the enemy phase. We will look at our hand and see what we have. I know we have a coordinate. Wow, he's got so much recruit. If I could just kill that. But there's no way. Well, I'm going to use his coordinate because it's just going to allow me to draw a card. It'd be pointless not to use it, so I get more combat. I've got 2. And that puts out the symbol. That's still not going to be enough. I would need to play 3 different symbols. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 recruit. 2 combat's not going to do anything. Because he's down to 4. It's still not enough. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 recruit. I'm going to recruit you for 3. And you for 3. And then we'll call it a day. Get 6 cards. He takes a wound or a strike. What's he gonna get? A flesh wound. Just another flesh wound. And he's got, tell me you have coordinate in here. You don't. You stink. Alright. So come back to the tracker. Alright, we're running low on time here. I gotta clear these hills and clear them now. Alright, I'll play that just to get the symbol going. I don't have another tech though. Oh, okay, I do have, I can play him, right? So he's gonna give me 2 combat, but I'm gonna have him, oh, did he not have coordinate? Oh, he can't use backup. Alright, whatever. But that's another symbol. 3 symbols, right? So that drops him to 2 health, and I've got 2 combat here, so I'll kill him. That leaves me with 1 combat, which is going to help me, but I've got 2 recruit, 3 recruit, 4 recruit. So let's take Real Nasty Habit. Clear the hills though, which really doesn't do much for me. He's going to take another strike because I can't seem to kill this predator. It's a flesh wound, 1 damage, so he's sitting on 2 damage right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he has all starter cards. Great hand. Alright, back to the lieutenant. Clear the hills, but they fill back up. Alright, let's see. But I ain't got time to bleed. Nobody got time to bleed. Alright, hold on. Hold on. We are definitely ripping this guy out of here. There's no question. Alright, so ain't got time to bleed. Flip the top 2 cards of the strike deck, and what do we get? We get a 2 and a 2. So that's plus 4. That's 6 damage this card's going to do. I'll pay extra 1 to get rid of that guy. Right, so that's 7 spent and done. That's 2 more combat and lets me kill a card in my hand. So that's 2. I can scan you. And like a hunter, reveal. Each marked player reveals the top 3 cards of their deck and discards each with the cost of 1 or more, and then put the rest back in the same order. Since we're both marked, I need to reveal the top 3. 1, 2, so he gets discarded. 3, he stays. So let's do it here. 1, discarded. 2, stays. 3, discarded. That was bad. And that's a 6 combat. Oof, alright. Recruit points, we have 3. What can we buy with 3? Nothing. I don't want to buy any more commanders. I think I've got enough. So he's done. He doesn't have to take a strike. That's a good thing. He's got 4 cards. Alright, but the hunter's going to come down and pay us a visit in the combat zone. So I'm going to need, I'm not going to have 6 combat, but I can maybe scan the hills again. Well, we'll see. 2. Alright, do you have coordinate in here? Please tell me you do. Yes. Alright, so we have a coordinate. Let's remember that. Move over to you. Push him down, push them over. Let's see what we got here. 3, 4 combat and 2 recruit. Let me use the coordinate just because I can. So that's 2 recruit. That's not going to do it. So I have 4 combat. I can do 2 scans, which is nice. And I've got 4 recruit. 4 recruit will at least buy me a card. And 2 combat to scan you. No power burns, no shrapnel. Enemy. Wilds. At the start of the strike phase on your turn, if you are marked, this enemy strikes. That's a pretty cool looking card. But it's not good. I have 2 more. We'll scan you, and it's one of these other It Changed Colors cards. So that is the end of that. Draw 1, 2, 3, 4, shuffle. And I have to take a wound or a strike, whatever you want to call it. Alright, this is like I'm just barely holding on here. At least it seems that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do we draw? A lot of, oh my god, it's all recruit. So if I can clear that hill this round, that'll at least resolve this next phase. So he's coming down at the start of the strike phase. Oh, so they each have to draw a strike. Wow, he's got to draw, actually he has to draw 1 for this guy, no damage, and then 1 for that, 2 damage. So he's done, he's got 4 damage, and he has to draw 1 for this, no strike, no damage. Alright, so that's resolved. Oof. Okay. so they're moving down. And that's only when he's in the wild, so obviously he's down here so he can do what he needs to do to me, up close and personal. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, this is a good card for this. I have a lot of recruit, and that's not really helpful. Did I have a coordinate here? I don't think I did. No. Kill me without these coordinates. Alright, so what are we going to do? You know what, though? Here, I'm going to play... I'll play you first, right? So that'll get me 2 combat, but then I'll play Old Painless and trigger. Choose a player, that player draws 2 cards and discards 2. So I'll draw 2, and then I'll discard 2. I draw 2 garbage cards, man. You gotta be kidding me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll discard this one. I couldn't draw a coordinate? Come on. So I got 2 combat, 3, 4. So hold on, that's recruit. That's combat 2, 3, 4. These guys both go down 1 and 5. 2, 4, 5. So that's enough to kill him because he's down to 5. 2, 4 recruit. I'll take stick around. Let me thin my deck more. Ends that. Wait a minute. No. Put him back. What do I have? Hold on. What did I buy? Stick around? Where you at? 2, 4. Okay, I'll keep those here, but let's go back a step. I spent 4 combat on him. 5 combat on him, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. I had, these guys are -1, but I played 1, 2, 3 symbols. 3 symbols. I'm just trying to see if I can do this. You know, I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna spend my 5. So that's 1, 2, 3 symbols. And that's gonna drop him down to 2 damage, so 2 health. So that'll kill him, right? And that clears the hills. And while the hills are clears, the team may discard up to 6. So that's the team in total. And he definitely has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards that he can discard right now to do that. Right? So that's going to clear this. And then 1 attaches to the hills to complete the objective. When the hidden card enters this space, reveal it. So now that completed objective 2. And we go into get to the chopper. Survive one way or the other. Event El Cazador Trofeo de los Hombres. Draw a strike for each mark you have on an event. Whoa, so we basically just need to survive one way or another. We need to get to the chopper. I have a feeling only one of us is going to make it out of here alive. Alright, so he's done just about everything he can. Actually, I put these in the wrong pile. Come on back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I spent you, and you. On there. Put him in the wrong discard pile. So yeah, he's only got 2 cards for next turn, so that's gonna be trouble. Alright, so he's gonna take 2 strikes for what he just did. For what you just did. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 0. Wow. He's like living on the edge right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we have a coordinate? No. But he's got some mad damage he can do next round. That's what I'm talking about. If he can survive this, we're in business. So, start with the enemy phase. So anything coming into the hills, we reveal. he only has 2 combat this turn, so he's going to scan. And now it wants us. In the wilds, enemy gets -1 for each space it is away from the combat zone. So in the underground, it would get -5. So he's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So he's -2 now, so he's a 5 to kill. So the closer he gets, the worse off I'm going to be. Well, that's not good. We'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will take 2 strikes, 2 damage, and 0 damage. So let me tally up his wounds. He's got quite a few going on here. 2, 4, 5, 6 damage. He's got 4 health left, which is not good. Alright. He's got 6 cards now, and he's got a couple of coordinates, which is nice. I have my choice of what I can do here. And he's still kicking. Alright, back to Lieutenant. Alright, so the Lieutenant is going to get more company down here. Wow, this is really... This is really bad. Oh, but I got brothers. Oh, I got some mad cards going. All right, so this is going to be interesting. Let's do our coordinate first, right? All right, so we're definitely going to do this. Coordinate. Once this turn, you may avoid any strike, so that'll save us from a hit, right? And he's going to draw another card. So I got the coordinate. Now I will play Jesse the Body's Ain't Got Time to Bleed and draw the top 2 strikes. So we get 1 and 1, so that's 2. Plus 2 is 4 damage, so that's kind of a weak one. 4 damage. Who else do we have? So the coordinate with Dylan, that's 2 characters. So his brother-in-arms is going to give him +4, because he's going to get +2 for Blaine and +2 for Dylan. So that's 2, 4, 5, +4 is 9, 10, 11, 12, and I can destroy a card. So I've got 12 combat this round. What do I want to do? Well, I clearly have to kill these 2. That leaves 1 left. I get to avoid a strike, so he doesn't get to hit me. And I snuck by on that. That was nice. Draws up 6 cards. Does he have a coordinate in here? He does. Nice. Alright. Back to the tracker. Alright, so he's going to get more company. So he's going to be short-lived. Reveal hazard. So he gets a 2nd mark on him. And with the 2nd mark, for each mark you move. For each mark you have put the leftmost enemy or hidden card in the wilds into the combat zone. So he's going to get more company down here. 2 cards, actually. Oh my god. A runner, double strike, ongoing. It would, if you would kill this enemy while you are marked, destroy one of the marks instead. Oh god, that's terrible. Ongoing. When a player coordinates, they don't draw a card. Oh, that hurts too. Wow. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Oh my god. This is going to kill me. I have a terrible hand. 2, 3, 4 combat. I can't kill anything. I could scan. I have coordinate though, right? Yeah. Once this turn you may avoid 1 strike. I don't get to draw a card because of that ability, but it's worth it. Oh, that hurts. So 2, 3, 4 combat. For combat, I'll scan this. The chopper. Reveal. Move to the combat zone. On your turn, you may pay 3 recruit and try to get to the chopper. Draw strikes equal to the number of the combat zone. If you survive, place your avatar beneath the chopper. You are safe and out of the game. When every living player is in the chopper, complete the objective. So let's get to the chopper. So I'm in the chopper. On your turn, you may pay 3 recruit. Alright, I don't have 3 recruit. Oh, I only have 1 recruit. And I found the chopper. Alright, so he's got to end his turn. He's going to avoid 1 strike, but he's going to take 3. Yikes. 1, 2. Another player may take this strike instead of you. Of course I'm not going to do that. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He is dead. So they have killed the tracker in 1 fell swoop. So now it is up to the lieutenant to see if he can get to the chopper. Or get to the chopper and escape. So let's start with that. We can't do any coordinates. He's going to be 1 card shy, but he does not have 3 recruit points. Oh, so close. We are so close to the chopper, and we can't do it. I've got 4 combat. I can kill one of them, because they get -1. I can kill him. 4 combat. Gives me 2 recruit points. I don't have 3 recruit to get on the chopper. Alright, let's draw 3 strikes to see if he even lives past this. 1. When you die, kill each other player. 1. Your strikes can't be healed. So he's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 1 health left on his last turn. Can he get to the chopper? Wow, it all comes down to this. He's got no health. Oh, wow. Can we do this? This would be crazy if we can get out of this. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, well that's not going to do us any good. Alright, brothers in arms, but I have all Dutch. And I don't have 3 recruit, I only have 2. I can not do any brothers in arms because, well, actually I can because I played Max, so he's going to get 2. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 combat. Oh boy. Oh, he gets double strike actually. I didn't even do that last round. So let me draw another strike. The other players may discard cards with printed total of at least 4 to cancel this strike. Well, the other player's dead. So it doesn't matter. I just died. I didn't make it out. Oh, so close. Well, I gotta tell you, this game is fantastic. It totally, that whole end part just really set it off. Let me tell you, like that whole race for the chopper. Oh my god, that was awesome. Like it just pulls everybody into the combat zone, and you feel that whole rush to get to the chopper. And I just didn't have the points to do it. We took a lot of wounds throughout. Awesome. I mean, what a game. Let me tell you. So here it is. This is Legendary Encounters Predators. It's just as good as I hoped it would be. It's fantastic. I can't wait to play the Hunter now to see how that rolls. Man, this is a really good game. Really good. Definitely didn't let me down. It was worth the wait to get it in those lines with all those people. And let me tell you, fantastic. So I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. You know, if you wanna stick around or just get notified of when I put up the Hunter video, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.